This is what I call one of those go-between jobs. What I mean is we're actually going between seasons. When we started the job, it was fall, and then overnight, Mother Nature decides, let's be winter, and drop about 8 to 10 inches of snow on us. And so that's what you're gonna see today, is my crews learn a new word, and we call it track lock. Let's see how today's video goes. So it looks like it's all concrete, but there's actually 4 separate loads going on here. There's clean concrete, which goes to one sorting facility. Then there's concrete with rebar, which goes to an entirely different facility. Then there's just pure metal. And then last but not least is just pure garbage or refuse. So we've got to be careful and sort through everything to make sure that we get the right material on the right load going to the right dump facility. Okay, so this is one of those cases where looks can be deceiving. Now the dump trailer looks like it's pretty much partially empty, but in truth is, this entire truck and trailer combination is only legal to haul up to 19,000 pounds, meaning the truck, the trailer, and everything it carries can't come in over that. So that even though this load doesn't look completely full, when we weighed it in, it was hitting within 100 pounds of the 19,000 pound max load that we could legally carry and safely carry, according to Ram Trucks.
All right, fun fact we kind of forgot about. There's concrete, there's a slab underneath all of this that this is piled up on that we need to get out of here too, so. using the dump trailer to haul our loads here today. So it's about 3 to 4 trips in the dump trailer is equal to 1 trip in the dump truck. We're using this though today for a couple of reasons. First of all, the place that we are dumping the concrete at, super close, basically right down the road. It's taking about 12 minutes round trip there and back. So we're averaging about 25 minutes filling the trailer up, driving there and back, and dumping. So it's going pretty quick. Second, we were able to bring this out right away in the morning with us. We weren't waiting on our truck driver, and we got about the equivalent of probably about 4 trailerfuls out right away in the morning. So we've already gotten more material out probably than if we were using the dump truck, just because he doesn't usually get here until a little later in the morning. All right, she's full. Yeah.
So I want to answer 2 questions. The first one is, the reason we sort everything is because it all gets recycled. Everything from this pool removal project that you guys have been watching will 100% be recycled and reused. The concrete gets broken up at the plant, and that gets actually turned into what's called recycled class 5 or road-based material. So it goes underneath the new roads that are going on out there. Of course, all the metal gets recycled. But one of the other questions that I want to answer is, why do we remove so much concrete? And the answer to that is, yes, we could leave some of those concrete footers that are down deep in the pool in place. But if the people that lived in this house ever wanted to do an addition into their backyard, or if they sold their house and the next people wanted to do an addition and then discovered concrete down below, that would wreck their entire addition plans, their entire home building plans. And the reason I say this is from experience. We've had to actually go in and correct swimming pools because people have wanted to put additions onto them and found somebody else had buried something down long ago that shouldn't have been buried. And before they can do the addition, that means that we've now got to do a lot of extra work. We've got to oversize the hole, pull all of the material out, and then do a soil correction while being supervised by a geotechnical engineer. What we found is if we do it right the first time, we eliminate any future potential hazards or hassles for this homeowner and for anybody else that ever moves into this house. That's why we remove all of that concrete. That's why we don't compromise on that one point.
All right, here's the deal. So it was cold enough for a couple of weeks to freeze the ground solid. Then it snowed for 3 days, and then this week it's all been mid-40s, so it's been warm enough to, you know, melt the snow but not start thawing out into the ground. So this whole site was real nasty because the water wasn't really going anywhere except for sitting on the top. All the dirt here was it was a slimy, soupy mess. It was probably about as close to being a liquid as it could be and still technically be considered a solid. So that being said, the tracks on the ASV by the end of the day yesterday was just full of slimy, soupy fill soil. So Tim and I probably spent half hour or so yesterday scooping out and cleaning out the tracks as best as we could, with it being pretty much a liquid. And of course we got here this morning and we were track locked. So the soil, it expands like, I think it's like 22% or so when it's wet and freezes. So obviously the stuff that we couldn't get out of here froze, expanded, and locked all the rollers and stuff in place. You can see they're pretty gross, and that's after we cleaned them out even. So what I got going on over here is we got the torpedo heater trying to thaw up some of this dirt so I can chisel it out of the rollers there. So when they're track locked like this, you don't want to run them or whatever. We had to move it, but you can see these guys don't spin. They'll start, you know, wearing grooves in the track and stuff like that, and you don't want that. Tell you what, working in the winter is a pain in the butt.
They're actually pretty lucky they cleaned those tracks as well as they did. I remember back when I was about 13 years old and my dad and I were just getting started in excavating, and we had no clue about track lock or frozen dirt in tracks, and we went out and did a job with our John Deere 450 crawler loader, and the next day went out to move it and nothing seemed to want to work right. So I'm a 13-year-old kid with an air hammer, a sledgehammer, a chisel, pounding 7 hours. It took me 7 hours to clean those tracks out, to get that machine so it would run the right way again. So these guys don't have it so bad. Luckily they cleaned them out the night before.
All right, so Tim's rolling over that piece of concrete, trying to put pressure down on the rollers to break it loose.
With a piece in my hand and bloodshot eyes, I walked to the water for a last goodbye. He begged so much, it clouded my mind. One thing's clear, the man's gotta die. Might makes right, so he said when he held all the
Alright guys, well that's our video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below, and if you want to see more job site videos, I'll make sure to keep those coming for you. But we got a lot of heavy equipment videos coming down the pipeline, where we're going to be taking a look at the newest in heavy gear equipment from the world of construction, which is an expo that only comes once every 3 years. The Con Expo. I think it's called Con Expo. Either way, hopefully I'll be there and be able to get a bunch of videos lined up for you on that. If that's something you want to see, just say Con Expo videos, lay it on me, baby. And that's it. God bless you guys. Go get them. We'll see you on the next one. And do me a favor, while you're here, check out the 2 videos that I'm going to pop up on the screen for you. Hit that subscribe button, and then there's a bell notification. Hit that, and then every time I upload one, you'll know that it's just released. See you next time, you guys.
By the riverbank, caught a boat south, took off like a hurricane. With spotlights, dogs, hit the whole 9 yards. Breathing down my neck and breathing hard.